What is going on, Clashers? For today's video, we are going to be covering how to 3-star any anti 2-star fairly easily. Now, we got about 5 or 6 replays for you. I'm going to narrate the first like 2 or 3. For the most part, these attack strategies are going to be bowlers and Valkyries. Now, this is like the easiest and best way to get pretty much a 3-star every time. Worst case, it's going to be a high percentage too. First 2 attacks are going to be friendly challenges. This was these are both first hit as well, but just to show you the kind of attack capability this strategy holds. It's really it's pretty overpowered. I wouldn't say overpowered, but as long as you do the attacks correctly and you do not disconnect, you're again pretty much gonna get a 3-star, if not a high percentage too. You just got to cover the basics here. So it all starts with a queen walk, guys, and you really want to focus on which way your queen is going. You want to measure that. During your queen walk, you want to get as much value as you can, obviously, as any queen walk. So you want to take out the enemy queen, you want to take out the clan castle. It's not imperative to take out the clan castle or the enemy queen, but it really helps if you start with them, because that could be easily a deal breaker later in the raid. So as you can see, my queen is clearly walking down south. So then we send in the golem, the barb king, and they're leading the bowlers. We're going to drop the warden ability when that eagle artillery is looking to strike. Now the clan castle, of course, is only filled with bowlers and giants. It's not an ideal clan castle, especially for war. They're more than likely going to have a lava loon, if not baby drags and valkyries. The typical clan castle, but again, a poison, and as long as your queen is there to help out, it's not going to be a problem. So we threw down our jump, and then the Valkyries, as long as they're going to make a beeline for that core, that is exactly what you want. Ideally, you can get it with one jump. As you can see, we got that jump to get into the town hall compartment and into the center compartment, so there's good value there for the jump. The queen is running through as well, so this is all looking well and good. Bowler's still running around. You want to save your queen ability, guys. You want to save your queen ability. It's going to make a huge difference on whether you double or triple, because again, there's always gonna, not always, but there's a good chance it's gonna come down to that. Now the variation I love to do is 2 balloons as well, because they're perfect for helping clean up or hitting distracted defenses, as you've just seen. Now they just took out the archer tower, they took out that cannon, and I believe they'll take out one more cannon before their time is up. Nothing else can attack air from where we are, so this is good value for those 2 loons. You can do it in the beginning, you can do it in the end, but either way they do add great value in my opinion. So this was the first attack. We're going to show you the second one, and all these anti-2s are pretty much the same. Like, there's not a huge variation in them all. What I mean by that is most of the time it's just the town hall with infernos. Sometimes they have the eagle in there as well. Sometimes they have the Teslas in there as well. But it's pretty much just a huge gap between the town hall and the rest of the base. Is the only thing they're trying to do here. They're trying to create space so that you just run around to the core. All you're doing is creating a nice funnel. So we're going to do the exact same thing. This is one of the most popular donut bases. The stupid YouTube bases that you'll consistently see in war. This happens all the time. Again, this is just a friendly challenge, not an actual war attack. Rage spell thrown down. You want to place your spells diligently. That's a huge part, because you do not want your queen to get low health. Now, as you can see, we dropped our balloons right there because we wanted to help funnel that queen. The balloons, I believe, end up taking out the archer tower. Yes, they take out the archer tower, and that's one less defense we have to contend with at the end. Now, I wanted my queen to ideally take out their enemy queen, but we did it on the eagle side, because you want to take out the eagle artillery first as well, if you can. So she's going to take out the eagle artillery. We're going to lose some healers, but again, this wasn't the deal breaker. So you throw in the golem and the giants, and then you throw in wall breakers once all the defenses are distracted. You do not want a wall breaker fail here. So queen's still going. She's going to stay alive. We have to drop that warden ability. See, I dropped the warden ability over the queen ability because we want our queen ability for the end. It's absolutely a must-have for the end. So we're still walking, everything's looking good, the queen's healing up, those healers are in a rage, we only got like 2 or 3 healers left, not a huge amount. Bowlers are there, Barb King's out front with the golems, which is perfect, because you don't want those bowlers tripping all the big bombs and stuff, because they'll die out really quick. All our healers jumped to the outside bowler for some reason, so that's a little bit fucky. Now, we dropped, as soon as we know that it's going to, we got a big enough gap, we're going to drop the jump, the Valkyrie, and then the Rage. Now, I always place one Valkyrie first, just to make sure she's targeting that inner core. Don't drop all your Valkyries and assume that they're going to go inside. You want to kind of feel it out. So now we got some Valkyries running along with the bowlers up top there. So it's sitting pretty, so to speak. We got like 2 healers left maybe. and that amount of healers is seemingly going to be enough to run through the rest of these defenses. They still got their enemy queen, and that is what I'm going to save my queen ability for. There's always very useful to have that queen ability. It's in case she starts getting targeted, in case the healers jump off of her, and we're out of spells. We got some random cleanup. We're going to place a wizard, we're going to place a wall breaker. Basically just once we can ensure that they stay alive, they're just going to help clean up and make sure we don't get timed out. So we got one healer, we got the queen, and we got the warden, and we got 4 defenses and an enemy queen to go through. The enemy queen is really the only trifling part to this raid, the only thing that's really could make or break our raid. So the fact that we have the ability left is going to solidify the 3 for us. So she's attacking the bowler, then my queen 2 hits her in the invisibility, and from here we are Gucci. 1 healer, 2 heroes with full health, and a Tesla to contest us. So that is, honestly, those are 2 very popular anti 2-star bases, sorry, and it's the exact same strategy, guys. Bowlers and Valkyries with 2 loons as well. Now, for the sake of variety, I threw in another, a different strategy. This one's a golem charge. I'm sure you guys have seen this a million times over as well. So it is basically your golems, your heroes, and some bowlers to take out the enemy queen, the clan castle if you can, an inferno tower, and an air defense. This is like the ideal value that you want for the golem charge. So warden ability is going to go down once everything kind of gets in there. The queen is targeting, she's going to drop, that inferno tower is going to drop, so great value for that warden ability, and the heroes are still running alive. So our man Hunter, aka Stat, is going to start his lava loon ascent as soon as they get that initial value. He's not going to wait for the heroes to die off, he's just going to go right in on them. Now this is obviously Town Hall 11, his point defenses are a little not underdeveloped, but they're like a couple levels lower. Otherwise this is a completely maxed out Town Hall 11 for the time. Obviously there's been a new air defense update, but this is still very applicable, guys. So he is obviously doing it in a clockwise pattern, and that's what you have to do. You have to make sure your balloons follow a certain pathing order. You don't want them going everywhere. He dropped that clone spell, very well done, to take out the Inferno, as well to take out the air defense. His expos, or a couple of them, were on ground. So right now we're sitting pretty. He's got about 4 defenses left that can contest these balloons, but he's got a lot of balloons going, and those he's still got a lava hound up. So he is still sitting extremely pretty. That lava hound is still tanking, although that wizard tower is locked onto some balloons. You never really want to get left with a big horde of balloons and then like a wizard tower left to contest it without a heal, because that wizard tower will eat up your balloons. Anyways, he's cleared all the defense. He's saved some cleanup. This was a very well perpetrated attack. Great warden ability. He saved that. He held off on the warden ability until everything was taking a lot of heat, until the queen locked on, and that's what really gave him so much value for that golem walk. He funneled beautifully. So this is just for the sake of variety, but now we are going to go right back to healers, bowlers, and Valkyries, ladies and gentlemen.
but it won't keep me from finding you. I never thought it through. Always thought it would be me and you. I never really thought it through, but I won't stop searching for you. For you, snow is falling down, and I'm still searching for you.